Alright, I'm really filming this because I'm procrastinating an assignment that I really don't want to do. So we're going to do this instead because at least it's something with my life. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Push Along Animal Pack. I don't actually know the name. Probably should have looked that up before I started this, but it'll be in the title. But yeah, today we're going to be taking a look at the Push Along Animal Pack. Now this is from, of course, years ago, probably like 2020, 2021 or something like that. Now, of course, everyone doesn't like Push Along, but at the time that Push Along came around, I really wasn't as into Thomas as, well, I was still like following it, but I wasn't like collecting merchandise and stuff like that. So when I picked this up at a flea market for $5, I thought it was interesting and I could make a review on it. Of course, if you've seen my last video, you've seen the box for it, and you'll know that like it was all everywhere. The box was a mess. It's in bad condition right now. It's like over there. You can see that a little bit of the display over there, but it's over there. It's behind that box, which again I don't feel like getting, and I took everything out because everything just kept falling. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just take a look at this, see my opinion on it. I do have a couple other push-alongs, which I have some feelings about, but I think it would be interesting to take a look at a full pack and see what it offers you and stuff like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's start off with Thomas himself. Now Thomas is in sort of like a panda bamboo kind of design, which doesn't look very good, I'm not gonna lie. The face is kind of cool, I guess, but it's kind of, it would have made more sense if they dressed him up in that like costume he wears in Thomas's Animal something, I don't know. And you can just see that this is not a very good mold. For some reason, this window, this like the decaling for the window is like really tiny. I don't know if that's supposed to be like something in the forest. I don't really know. I think it would be interesting to bring out this guy. Now I'm not gonna get too in depth in this because I do want to do a full review of the push along stuff, but I don't even have a normal Thomas yet. I only have this one, so yeah, that's not gonna come out for a while, but we could at least do a little bit here and you could just see, like, man, I do kind of like these wheels more. I do wish this had screws so I could swap the wheels, but yeah, I could just see how much more quality this looks compared to this. And of course he also has Annie and Clarabelle to go along with him. So yeah, Annie and Clarabelle are in like some sort of cheetah print, which I guess isn't the worst thing ever, but does look kinda goofy. And I guess for further reference, here are the 2025 Annie and Clarabelles, and I'll just compare Annie here. And you could see, looks like this one is actually like a brighter shade of orange, which is interesting. I do prefer the orange on this. But you can see here that this bottom part is actually black, which I think is more accurate to the show. But granted, the molds aren't really that accurate to the show, so whatever. Yeah, these ones definitely, they aren't amazing, I'll say that. But I guess they're Annie and Clarabelle, like you can't go too wrong with them, and I guess it's nice that both of them were included in a pack like this. Now let's get into Percy. Now, weirdly, in that episode I was talking about the Thomas Animal whatever, I'm pretty sure Thomas is the one who's in like a monkey costume or something, and Percy is the panda. I don't know what I'm even talking about. What was Boba? I don't know. But yeah, it's funny how these two got swapped. And I actually think this one works a lot better. I don't know. If this was just like the smoke box, and there wasn't like monkeys plastered all over this, I think it would have been a little bit nicer, but hey, it's not the worst thing ever. I think it's kind of funny that like they're treating the 6 as if it's like a separate piece, like it's 3D or something, so they're climbing on top of it. That's kind of funny. And real quick, let's get this guy here. Now again, not gonna say too much on it, but you can really tell, especially with Percy, like, man, this one is so much better. But again, I shouldn't go too much in depth with that. I will say here that the printing is actually like fairly good. Like, that's not bad, and maybe I'm just used to modern Mattel printing, which is awful, but like this actually looks kind of good. Well, printing wise at least. Like, I would doubt that you had to worry about like engines having their eyes misplaced too much during this time, unlike the diecast and the motorized of this era where everything is just misplaced most of the time. I also think it's kind of, on camera, it looks like the greens are like slightly different shades, which is kind of annoying, but in person it's not the worst thing ever, so whatever. I guess it's not like the worst model ever, but it's definitely not getting too high marks. This is still push long and it's still pretty bad. Next, let's look at a new character. Well, new in quotations because this is from like 2020, so new for that time, but we have Hong Mei. Now, I don't even have any Hong Mei merch, so this is pretty cool. It's almost like she's like a rosy repaint a little bit, but it's definitely like a little bit different in the boiler. This face, it's interesting. I'll say that. I don't really think it looks like Hong Mei in the show, but okay. Hong Mei might be the most detailed out of, not detailed, but most different. She's got like a bunch of like peacock feathers, which it's okay, I guess. Like, aren't peacocks like really colorful? They should have just made this like really bright and colorful instead of just this kind of ugly blue color, and then the teal wheels. Yeah, this is definitely not my favorite out of this pack. Cool that they have the head like painted. I don't even think that like modern Mattel does that, even though they're getting better. As a model though, Hong Mei isn't too bad. Like, they could definitely re-release this in the modern push along, and well, I would still like changes, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's kind of like Rosie, where like it would look better with changes, but again, it's not the worst thing ever on its own. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go on to the next character. Now, I do want to talk about this guy. Now, Flynn is a really weird inclusion in this pack, because Flynn literally, I don't even think he appears in Boba, and if he does, it's probably for like 1 or 2 episodes. So I don't know why Flynn is in this pack, and really, he's not even that different. Like, yeah, this is a normal Flynn. Is it? Oh no. He has gray. It's like barely different. He has gray, so I guess he's an elephant. And then he's got water. Yeah, this is awful. This is really bad, actually. I didn't notice it at first because I wasn't paying that much attention to Flynn, but wow, this is not great. I'll say that. I will say one thing. This little piece is literally, it feels like nothing is in my hand right now. This is so weightless. It's so bad. This is probably like the worst one in this pack, and probably one of the worst Thomas toys I've ever held, because it's literally just a normal Flynn with like 2 extra details, which don't even look that good. And it's Flynn, so why is he in this pack? Like, Flynn didn't do anything in Boba, or barely anything in Boba at least. Even Belle would have made more sense, because Belle at least has the elephant episode. So they could have put Belle in this pack, and we would have had more female characters here, and Belle would have made. Why didn't they do that? What? Yeah. I am very confused by this model, I'll say that. Doesn't help that this is my 4th Flynn in like a month or 2, so I'm tired of Flynn. I don't like Flynn. Flynn is not a good character. So we're gonna put him over there and we're gonna stop talking about him. Alright, we got one more character, and this is probably my favorite in the pack just because it's a new character that actually looks kind of nice. This is Merlin. Now, Merlin is dressed up as a rabbit, which, yeah, it's not the best thing ever. I do kind of like the face painting, and I wish more, well, not, I guess most of them have the face painting. It's just Hong Mei, Birdie, and this guy. But yeah, I think the face painting might make sense. Like, they're an engine, like you could easily paint their face. What doesn't make as much sense is the bunny ears on the top. Like, are these supposed to be painted on, or like what? And there's just like random like scuffs or something, which is intentional, but it just looks really weird. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. I think it would have been better if like they just repainted these funnels because he has 3 funnels, so you could have just painted 2 of them to be rabbit ears or something, and I think that would have looked a lot better. But I still do like this model. Of course, it's hard to say anything good about the push along tender engines, but I actually think, like, aside from the wheels, like, that is actually, like, kind of nice. It looks pretty proportionate. Like, all you really need to do is swap these wheels, and it's actually a pretty nice model. And this one feels like pretty quality. And I wonder if that's because he's silver, so they don't really have to paint the metal, so it's just like untouched metal, which does feel kind of nice. Also, just notice this: he has like a rabbit's hair on the side, which is kind of funny. Got a carrot on the side, which I don't know. That's kind of weird. I think he's got his number twice. Again, these tenders in this range, like, I am surprised at how weightless they are. This is literally nothing. Like, there is nothing in my hand and I'm touching this. It is so bad. But as a whole, though, I'm very surprised at how much I actually kind of like this model. But I think it's more so because of Merlin and not because the rabbit tree or the quality is anything amazing. But I think Merlin's design works well in this style, so I don't hate it. And I guess what I'm trying to get at here is I do understand the point of this line. Like, they're essentially just bigger minis, so they could, like, print whatever they want. I just noticed the camera's out of focus, I'm sorry. But these are essentially just bigger minis where they can print whatever they want, which I actually kind of like. I know a lot of people don't like these excessive variants, but when it's stuff like this, I actually think it works better because it's in a multi-pack and all the engines and all the characters are themed to the multi-pack. So I think that kind of helps it stand out. But I'm not even done talking about the characters, so let's go back into this. We have Birdie here. Now, Birdie is one of my favorite characters, so very cool to have another Birdie. Now, this one is actually pretty weighty. I do have an Adventures, or I'm assuming Adventures may be taking play, but I have another Birdie, which, okay, yeah, as I was saying, I do have an Adventures Birdie. I do want to kind of compare this, because this is actually one of the few times where I think, like, the widification of push along actually kind of works, because I actually really... Why is my camera focused so bad today? Anyways, I actually think the widening actually kind of works here. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just going crazy or what, but yeah. At first I thought this was a push along Birdie, but then I realized it didn't even fit on regular, or I guess push along scale tracks, so obviously it wasn't. But weirdly, this Birdie also has like kind of more pronounced details. Granted, this one's a little bit scuffed, but see here, the windows are actually like sculpt molded in but painted over, which actually kind of looks weird because for some reason they don't paint the full thing. So yeah, it looks kind of weird, but the black lining is more pronounced here. Also, he has a window on the back, which this one doesn't have, so that's pretty cool. But as a variant, this isn't great. Like, it's just some koalas here. Like, I don't really get what they were going for here. Like I don't know. I feel like they could have themed Thomas and Birdie to each other, because obviously they race a lot. So I don't know. Pick 2 animals that race. Like, I don't know, cheetah or a lion or something. And I don't know. I feel like with variants, you should either go all out, like this Thomas or the Percy or even the Hong Mei, even though I don't like that one. You should go all out rather than just like sticking one little decal on it and calling it a day, you know. So yeah, whilst I like the model itself, the variant kind of sucks. Alright, now it's time to talk about the worst character in the show, and I'm talking about Harold. I don't like Harold. His model is bad. And look at that. He literally has 2 different colors. Look at that. What an awful toy. Yeah, I don't like Harold, so I don't really have anything good to say about him. I guess it makes sense that he's a bird, but the bird detailing doesn't really look good. They should have just printed the bird detailing over here, because that would have made at least a little bit more sense. But yeah, this sucks. This is not good, and there's like no weight to this model. There's barely any weight to this model, but which makes sense because literally only this part is metal. This is all plastic. It's a bad model. It's bad, not just because of the character, but mostly because of the character. So yeah, the final piece is this car. Now I think this is actually referencing a Nitrogen Era episode, Thomas's Tall Friend, where Thomas, he's pulling a car very similar to this with a giraffe in it, which again looks very similar to the one in this pack. So if they're actually referencing a Nitrogen Era episode, that's honestly kind of cool. And this actually has a lot of weight to it, which is because this whole thing is metal, and I think this might be metal too. Really, the only thing that's not metal is, I guess, the chassis and the wheels. But yeah, this is, of all things, this is the heaviest thing in the whole pack, which is kind of funny. So let's get Thomas over here. You see here, these really don't scale well at all. For some reason, Push Along loves to make the trucks way bigger than the actual. Let's get the other Thomas because he is bigger, so maybe it'll look better with the good Thomas. Yeah, it does look a lot better with him. So yeah, now I could do my Thomas's Tall Friend remake, which everyone wants to see. Alright, so that's the review of the Animal Friends pack. I finally bothered to learn the name. All in all, what do I think about it? As I said before, I like variants that go all out. And while I think some of them, like these three specifically, they do go all out, I think some of the ones over here, even though I like some of the models like Merlin and Birdie, I think they should have just, like, I don't know, put more decaling, put like way more stuff on it. Because if you're making a variant, let it do whatever you want. Like, make it, I don't really know how to phrase it, but just make it crazy, make it weird. A kid is not gonna pick up like Rabbit Merlin and think, oh, this is Rabbit Merlin, it's time to make him a rabbit. He's gonna think, oh, well, this is probably just a regular Merlin, and use it as a regular Merlin. But with like something like Thomas, well, this is Panda Thomas, so I'm gonna use him to recreate the Thomas in the Panda episode from season 22 or something. Or this is Monkey Percy, so I'm gonna make him deliver monkeys to the animal park or something like that. These can create stories. These can't. Well, Annie Clarabelle can. Let's put them over here on the good side. I just realized I put Harold on the good side too. We'll put him over to the bad side. So yeah, this is about like 50% kind of cool stuff, 50% mid. But weirdly, I kind of want to collect the Push Along variants now because I like variants. Like, I'm sorry because I know a lot of people don't, but I actually kind of like variants. Like the Black Salty, I do have that, and that is an amazing variant. And I have Diamond Thomas, or the what else do I have? I think I have like the not neon, but like the weird it might be, I don't actually remember, but I really like those variants because they go all out. Like Black Salty, he's fully black, he's fully reversed his colors, and that looks incredible. And so does Black Thomas, but I don't have that one, unfortunately. Or something like Secret Agent Thomas, where that just completely sticks to its theme and does that really well. Or Diamond Anniversary Thomas, which again completely sticks to its theme and does it well, which is a problem I have with the Ruby Red Thomas, but I haven't done a review on that, so I can't really talk about that too much. But yeah, I'd probably give this pack like literally just like a 5 out of 10, because 5 out of the 10, well, is there 10 in this? I don't actually know. So 5, I guess 6, because there's 2 here. Well, we're going to count these as 1. 5 are good. These 4, bad. And for $5, it was actually a really good find, but for retail price, which is probably about like $35-$40, this is not a good pack, and I'd probably recommend like the other variants, which actually do go out, like again, like Black Thomas, or I don't even know if Black Thomas is his name, the whatever Thomas, or the Rainbow or whatever. I think that's a way better deal, because that's just like a $3 toy. But I don't even know why I'm talking about this, because these toys aren't on the market anymore. We've got well, they're coming back to the market, but the variants aren't. I don't there's a lot of stuff. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Let me know what else you want to see. Let me know what else you want me to review. I have quite a bit of stuff to review, which I need to make a checklist of and get done and get reviewed. But yeah, thank you. Bye.